For those of you who know who Bill Hillestad is, he's the guy. I know there's a lot of things that he did, but he brought Tim Brahim into the mortgage business, and they were partners for Tim's first. How many years were you guys together?
Oh, I don't know, from 95, 98, up until the dot-com boom, and I went and played in venture capital and all the dot-com insanity.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows Tim, you know the success he had, and Bill was, the guy running the database and helping him become a marketer. And today, Bill consults with some of the largest Facebook marketers in a lot of different industries, including the mortgage space. So the way I see Bill is he is a Facebook marketing expert. Every time I've had him on a call, it's been among the most viewed calls that we've done. And I get the most positive feedback saying, wow, I got 2 ideas, 3 ideas that are making me more money and helping me monetize Facebook. So Bill is going to be here to share some follow-up to what we did 2 weeks ago, but how can you become the most well-known lender or realtor in the city that you live in today? So local strategies to become the most well-known lender. Craig Sewing is the founder of American Dream TV. I've interviewed Craig just countless times, dating back to when he was a top producer and a power user, a mortgage coach who had done thousands of TCAs, to the guy who's got the best content out of any mortgage or real estate company out there. I mean, if you follow American Dream, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, check out Kelly Zitlow, check out the Gaylord Hanson team, check out Ryan Kiefer. They've got over 50 lenders in 50 different cities that are putting on the best content in America. And they've got over 500 realtors that are investing to be part of this network. So he's going to talk to us about what kind of content should we be creating in today's market. So Craig, you're going to go first. Before I have Craig go first, Bill, what are some of your thoughts on American Dream content?
No, I've been a fan ever since you introduced me to Craig, years ago. And it's pretty simple. Everything in marketing, reach, frequency, impact. You just got to repeat that to yourself over and over and over. I got to have the reach. Without the reach, it doesn't do any good. I got to have the frequency, meaning people who get a lot of views and a lot of reach, doesn't do you any good if it's strangers seeing it every time. It's just bouncing around randomly. You got to have the targeting in the audiences and the retargeting so that your views are hitting the same people over and over. But the hardest part, and that's easy. All that's easy. We set that up. No problem. But the impact, what are you putting out? What does it say? What does it do? And all the same old market update, boring mortgage crap. No. It's the impact. The content is where it always breaks down for me. Biggest nightmare in my life is trying to get people to create good content. And American Dream, their content's just as good as it gets. I'd love to play with more of them and focus on the reach and frequency, my part, because Craig nails the content. The impact is there.
Yeah, no doubt. So guys, the guy who leads a company that creates, in my mind, the best content in the mortgage and real estate space, Craig Sewing, what's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas, and everybody on the call? Thanks for having me here, and thanks for the compliments. Man, that's a lot to live up to. So let's bring value today. That's what people need right now. I know we're talking to mortgage professionals, which Dave, you mentioned, is my background. It still runs through my veins. Love the mortgage guys and gals out there. You named a few that are in our model that I absolutely love. And realtors, man, we talk about 2 worlds going through crazy stuff. And we got to bring those worlds together and build relationships around it too. So we'll talk a lot about that today. But let's go, man. What do you got?
Well, one more thing before we do it. Congrats on your book, The American Dream. I see it on your desk, folks.
Oh,
make sure you use
the product placement here.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Actually, I had one back here too, like that. I was like, all right, that's a little obnoxious. So I figured we should
I don't know. I see a whole row behind you. I see a row to the right of you. Guys, check it out. It's a badass book. And I had the honor of getting to give it a testimonial or a blurb. So guys, get this book.
Yeah,
it's
endorsed. Right back of the thing. Your blurb.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm honored to do that, brother. So tell us, what type of content should we be creating? What advice are you giving to the lenders and realtors that are part of your model? And give us some ideas, brother.
Bill actually referenced it a bit. I think, what type of content? first and foremost, anything, get out, like get active right now. You're working from home. You have to understand the environment that we're in right now. We all have to acknowledge the fact that our country, the world is going through something crazy. So I hope everybody on the other end of these cameras are safe and healthy and doing okay, but also staying inspired. You know, now it is a time for leaders to lead and innovators to innovate. Fear is taking the wheel for some people. Don't be that guy. Now is a time to get out, to create content. You have the most captive audience you're ever going to have. I mean, if you don't see the silver linings littered all over this marketplace right now, you're just not paying attention. You have people are at home. They don't even have sports to distract them. If we have mortgage guys and we're talking about the real estate community, I mean, everybody is shoving it down your throat now that you got to create content. You got to get into your CRM. Now's the time for social media. What an opportunity to do it for them. I know that Bill speaks a lot to interviewing others in the marketplace. There's ways we can do this with others and build relationships around this thing right now as well. So I think content right now I think leadership is the name of the game. I think content is the currency, but the type that you put out there, to answer your question, Dave, we're all sitting in our home offices right now. I think right now more than ever, vulnerability, honesty, transparency, authenticity. I think authentic content right now is the most important type to be putting out there, because it makes you relatable. And people need leadership right now. If you're talking about specifically the mortgage space, there is so much confusion out there. There's a term that we've used in the past we called news hacking, right? There's topics that go out and people pay attention to those topics and get in front of that, even if it's not even related to your industry. But right now, the news hacking it's your industry. I mean, it is screaming mortgage industry. You have a $2 trillion package. You have short-term rates at 0%. Now I realize I know Barry Habib. I know 0%. It is not mortgage rates, but everybody else doesn't know that. Consumers don't know that. It's time for lenders to not just wait on realtor referrals, but get out there and create content, consumer direct, and let them know what 0% interest rates mean. I got an email from our governor on, what is today, Tuesday? So this would have been late last week, that basically said, don't make your mortgage payments. That's insane. That's insane. That is the headline that is going on out there. People are getting this in their email inbox, in newsletter form. They're seeing it on the news. More people are watching the news. They're seeing it on social media. But where is the expert right now? Where is the person that is telling them what it means and what you can actually do about it? So if I'm out there and I'm creating content, to answer your question, what kind of content? News hack, tap into these stories and create a lot of it and make it authentic and real. And a post I put out there recently was make it compassionate, right? Don't put out the garbage in front of your nice home or the Ferrari. And that wasn't even good before the issue that we're facing right now. And it's really bad now. Get out there, lead with your heart, and give people information that they need in an authentic way. And I think you're going to build a lot of what I've called trust equity in your sphere, the people you're connected to, the people close, and in this wild world of social media where I'm sure Bill can talk to you more about distribution and connectivity and making sure people actually see it. But authentic content and news hacking, I think, is the game right now.
Well, you said it. I love trust, trust equity. Listening to a video that you did in your private Facebook group for the American Dream community, you said something about today is a great time to gain market share through marketing. So I think you gave some broad concepts: compassionate marketing, news hacking. What are like some specific tactics? Like if you put content in categories, what are some of the categories of content that you'd love to see? And if you want to delineate, okay, here's for lenders, here's for realtors, if you want to give it both, but what are some of the categories of content people should be making if they want to become the most well-known loan officer or lender in their local city?
Yeah, I love an interview you did with Dan Keller out of Seattle. He's a stud. He's part of our mortgage partnership up there. We essentially choose one mortgage guy or gal, usually a mortgage coach, to tie in every city, 52 cities now that we've done it. And I love it when he said on one of your interviews, Dave, I don't need every realtor to do business with me, but I do need every realtor to know who I am. Like that was, I love that quote. And now is a world where you can do that. As far as the comment on marketing, I think what I said was you can't gain market share without being a great marketer. Even before the coronavirus, marketing is done in the way of video, digital, and social. I mean, that's it. Redfin is a publicly traded company. They increased their marketing budget 400% or so. It ain't print. You know, it's creating an authentic story, being known for something and understanding the connectivity of the digital world. And also realizing that that connectivity can lead back to more handshakes. So it's not hiding behind your computer and never coming out from behind it. It's just using that to be known for something, to create a story, to create a brand. And ultimately that can lead to more relationships. That's really the premise of the book. It's the old school of relational building meets the new school of connectivity. But you gotta do video, and it doesn't have to be overly professional. So if we're looking at categories, I think authentic raw content is super important right now. I think consistency. I mean, there's quantity and there's quality. I think, I hope that this is getting everybody a kick in the butt to get organized. Organize your CRM. If you don't have a Facebook group, you're stuck at home. Make a Facebook group and start to build it for your realtors. Be a thought leader in that thing. So get your CRM organized, get a Facebook group. Certainly your email newsletter. Who are your most important clients, your most important realtors? Who's in San Diego, there's 14,000 realtors. The industry as a whole, there's 1.3. I mean, you can geo-target your content out to all of them or really dial it down. So I think, Dave, if we're categorizing it quantity versus quality, your quality group, like the people who know, love, and trust you, now's the time to really add value. Let them know what's happening. Create authentic market updates. Don't be perfect. Do it from your iPhone and just get something in front of them and do it consistently. Quantity, as you're putting stuff out there, maybe put a little bit more time and energy into it. You don't have to have a professional editing team to drop it into iMovie and drop a little B-roll in there and at least make it somewhat professional. So I think consistency is key, being organized, having a message. And by the way, all these mediums aren't the same. Don't create a message that would make sense on Facebook that wouldn't make sense on Instagram or LinkedIn. One size does not fit all. You might sit down and be in the mood to watch some reality TV one day. You might be in the mood to watch some Barstool Sports on Instagram. You might want to watch all the Star Wars movies. People sit down on certain mediums to receive certain types of content. So make sure whatever you're doing is consistent with that medium. Instagram, short and sweet. Do a meme, do quotes, things like that. Be consistent there in that. Facebook, a little bit more long form. Write a little bit more, I think. I like writing and putting a video in there. So for people that like to read, there it is. But I also have the video for people who want to connect that way. Being organized, being consistent, starting with your direct sphere, and then also pushing it out there to everybody. Get it. I mean, everybody should know you as the best mortgage professional in your city, or the best realtor, even if it's outside of your city. There's 1.3 million people. There's a great time to build equity in your brand.
Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about 3 types of content. To me, the 3 most important categories are 1, updates. So, I've seen some fabulous updates, whether it's informing consumers about the current challenges of the market, giving your perspective on should they, skip a mortgage payment. Those are put them under update categories. The only thing I would caution everybody who's doing updates is remember it's customer facing. So try to put yourself, have empathy, what's on the mind and the heart of the family. Not, don't use marketing jargon, or don't use industry jargon. Don't overcomplicate things. Make it consumer first. The 2 types of content I want to focus on mostly in this call are 1, interviews, because Bill is going to talk about how you can promote interviews in just a spectacular way. Like if you do the right interviews with the right people and you promote them properly on Facebook, you can become the most well-known lender or loan officer in your city, period. He's got a formula for that. Craig, let's talk about the new innovation, because that's the other thing I love about this. Guys, we got to think defense. What are we going to do defensive so we don't go out of business and we are profitable? But what are we going to do offensively? What are we going to innovate? So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the property, the virtual property videos that you guys are creating, and just
That,
share some best practices around that.
yeah, and I want to make sure I'm also relatable in what we're doing and giving some value to everybody who may not have a media company or a TV show the way we do. I can't let this one slip. Relational content is so critical. Dave, what are you doing right now for your community? You're interviewing different people from different spaces to bring value to your community. Rip a page out of that playbook right now, and if I'm in mortgage, maybe interview a top realtor. If I'm a realtor, maybe interview a center of influence. And how do you do that? Facebook Lives, Zoom calls, recordings, creating little segments. I love the relational side of this, and I left that out. You hit it, and I think we should all double down on it. One of the things that we're doing, so like any business right now, I think we're all going through a hunker down, right? You're looking at your spend. I'm doing it personally and professionally. I mean, to be fully transparent and vulnerable with you, just the way that I encouraged you earlier. Look, this is the time to really make sure that you're economically efficient, right? And with your business personally and professionally. So we're doing that, and with our business, we're going to lose. We have a lot of revenue that comes out of real estate. We're losing some, but we're making sure that as we make strategic decisions in our business, we're also innovating. Everybody, Dave, a great metaphoric way to put it. You should be on offense and defense right now. Defense, protect what you have, live to fight another day. Offense being, okay, I'm at home. You know, I'm online more. I have more time in and out of my home office. Let's get this online game down. Let's be thinking creatively. I've been doing more think tanks than I've ever done in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Zoom calls. I encourage you to do this with your realtors. Innovate with them. Hey, do you want to do a Zoom call? Replace those coffee meetings and those happy hours with Zoom calls, strategizing. Scroll around online. Look at what some of the best online realtors are doing. Go to SethSold.com. There's a $100 million producer that's in our model that I would tell your realtors to look at. The guy's incredible. One of the things that we're doing to innovate right now is, I'll try and keep this short and sweet. So the American Dream is a national TV show. In the 52 cities that we're in, we create a show every week. Now, to put that in perspective, I'm the CEO of the company. It's a very entrepreneurial model. We're not owned by a network, way more than just doing video. HGTV, I just mentioned Seth. Seth's one of our stars on our show. He is now the celebrity on Hot Properties on Thursday nights. It took him a year to produce 6 episodes. In our world, we're producing 52 episodes a week. So we are a content creating machine all over the country. And what we're doing to innovate right now is, it's one thing to survive and give people what they need, and we have the show. Right now, I don't give a rip about the show. The show is our brand. We're tied to it. It's why people have partnered with us. Right now, I am much more interested in having a direct impact on the lives of the people that partner with us. For you and your business, who do you partner with in some way, shape, or form? Obviously, realtors that refer you. What kind of direct impact can you make right now? And what we've kind of discovered in all of this, as we were creating solutions for our network on how to create content for marketing, we feel like we've innovated something right now that the entire industry needs. That's like, it's not curing Corona, but it is curing what every realtor is having shoved down their throat right now from coaches and brokerages and online newsletters, which is, what are you going to do virtual? How are you going to figure out this online game right now? How are you going to figure out social media? This really has nothing to do with the book, but I just wrote the book on it. This is the time, not just a great time. This is the time to be a leader right now, because every one of your partners, everyone in the industry is being told they should do this. If you could just rise above that and be a part of the solution for your realtors, you're going to win big. You're going to come out the other side big. So what we created on our side, we're calling it VOLO, Virtual Online Listings. Everyone's talking about it. I'm not the first person to talk about virtual tours with you. And I'll leave the organization out, but I'll just say that I got a newsletter recently from an organization that was saying realtors better figure this out if they want to survive. And they had an example of a video in the middle of this newsletter, went out to God knows how many people, but a lot, big organization. And I watched this thing and I was like, that is garbage. That I cannot believe. Because look, we talked earlier about authentic video and holding this iPhone up. That there's a time and place for that. There's also a time and place to be the most professional, right? Like on your business card, you don't have a selfie. You have a professional headshot on it. There's also a time and place to make sure you have professional content. If you want to develop confidence with your sphere, you better show you do more than selfies. And so what we've developed with Volo is an opportunity for realtors and mortgage alike to essentially be able, look, you have a captive audience, more people paying attention now than ever. What are you going to do with that? Well, we've created the opportunity for agents and mortgages still position as neighborhood experts, to still have a story, have a brand, be seen as authentic, coupled with you better be giving your buyers and sellers confidence right now that you know how to navigate this upside down marketplace. If those two worlds came together, neighborhood expert, thought leader, story with a confident leader, impressing your buyers and sellers, showing that you're carrying the flag in this disrupted marketplace and you know how to market properties. Now, again, if you're a realtor, this makes sense. If you're a mortgage, this is value you can bring to your realtors. Those two worlds come together. That's what Volo is. Volo is our model that we designed for realtors and mortgage to be able to create killer content that ties in them as neighborhood experts and also connects them with consumers. So there's a website we created. It's volovirtual.com. Look, I'm telling you right now, it's new. We're beta testing. We're flying by the seat of our pants, just like everyone. So you're going to see some things on that website that this was developed over the last 3-4 weeks and think tanks with industry leaders. But we're actually doing an event, Dave, coming up that I'd love to invite anybody on this call to, where we're going to go deep on this philosophy, what we're doing, the strategy around it. I believe it's, I have it pulled up here. It's volovirtual.com / I believe it's event. Yes. volovirtual.com / event. And it, honestly, Dave, to hit it on the head, I think this is exactly what the industry needs right now, period. I've never been more confident in anything. It's scary out there. There's fear. We're trying to figure this thing out. It's also a time to innovate. And this is the innovation of this disrupted market. And I hope that your sphere, everyone on this call, just learns a little bit about it, because I really think it's like lemonade on a hot day right now. And I don't say that callously. Obviously, there's a lot of struggles going on, but it is a marketing solution I think that the market desperately needs.
If you're watching the recording of this, we'll have all the links that he's mentioned. He mentioned SethSold.com. Seth O'Byrne is an amazing marketer. This guy's a $100 million a year realtor, and he became that using Facebook, using Instagram, using video, creating amazing content. I mean, there's not a realtor that does a better job of creating amazing content than Seth, and he is the chief marketing officer for American Dream. So Craig, I highly recommend the Mortgage Coach community checks out your event. I can't wait to see some examples of these virtual tours that make realtors the local neighborhood expert. So Bill, you just heard Craig talk about ideas and strategies and best practices to create content. The big takeaway for everybody should be, you can do everything with an iPhone. So we're gonna transition to interviews. So first of all, you need great content that is scroll stopping, that is valuable. And Craig has some of the best. Make sure you're following, make sure you check it out. Make sure you go to his webinar on this Thursday. And then you need to promote it. So you need to have a budget. And then you don't want to just boost it. You want to smart boost it. And Bill went through some ideas really fast. I want to remind everybody that he's doing a workshop. Bill, tell everybody about the workshop you're doing. And I know you adjusted the price to make it, well, I know people have signed up. You want to give as much value.
Yeah, anybody that signed up and paid the $1,500 to go through this 6-week intensive training, you should have already gotten a refund for $750. I still want people to commit to $1,500, Dave, but I don't want to teach it. Teaching never ever seems to work. I want people to do it. The whole idea is we're not going to go as broad. We're going to make this hands-on. We're going to do it. So I want you to take the other $750. And I want you to commit that. So over the 6 weeks, call that $125 a week. I want you to, so that at the end of these 6 weeks, you will have your 75,000 views. You will have your great big audience. You will be the best known person in your marketplace by the end of this, so that you've done it. Because momentum's the key. We're all Darren Hardy fans. He always talks about Big Mo. I want people to come out of this with momentum. So that's it. Byreferralmarketing.com or twistedsocial.com. Either one will get you there if somebody wants to sign up.
So guys, this thing is going to sell out. He's lowered the price. He announced last week that it was $1,500. It's now $750, but don't do it. Like really, don't do it unless you're going to commit another $750 to doing the advertising. And don't do it. Like Bill and I don't want you to do it unless you're going to do it. You're going to do it and you're going to promote it and you're going to create content and you're going to promote the content smart. You're not just going to push the boost button. You're going to build custom audiences. You're going to get frequency. My goal as Mr. Mortgage Coach is to help every mortgage professional, one, be a black belt in mortgage advice so that you are the most valuable loan officer to the families that you serve. And then two, I want you to be the best marketer in your marketplace. I want you to have the most market share. And we're going to also teach you how to create lead magnets with a total cost analysis. So part of the training is how do I take different total cost analysis strategies that I have and actually turn them into lead generation, as Gary Vee would say, right hooks. So guys, check it out. There's a link down below, whether you're watching the recording or watching this live. So guys, let's just go back and forth. So Craig, any takeaways you had or any questions you have for Bill?
Yeah, you know, I wrote a couple notes down on the whole boost thing. If you're just boosting just to get views, vanity views, it's just giving Zuckerberg money. There's rubber's not meeting the road there at all. What Bill's talking about is entirely different. I wrote down, it's like taking a scuba diver, taking the worm directly to the fishy's mouth. Like there's something way more strategic about that than just giving Zuckerberg money and saying, oh, I got 37,000 views. Who cares? Someone who is as intelligent about this as Bill is, what he's doing by giving you half back so that you then spend that, he's basically like, I'm going to let the spend you're giving me, which I normally charge as a coach, to ensure I deliver results to you. He's building the results into it. Like by the way, I didn't know you're going to present this today. I don't get a override or anything. I'm just telling anyone, just a little bit that you shared. I know enough about it to be dangerous. It's a no-brainer. I mean, absolutely no-brainer. $750 for the intellectual capital, and then $750 to make rubber meet the road and actually do it and build the audiences and get you moving. And I don't know what the ongoing thing is like, but I see what you're doing, Bill. And if I'm in mortgage or real estate, it's obvious because it's an actual strategy versus show up, throw up, create content, spend money, boost. How many views did I get? That's not marketing.
Absolutely. And Ryan Grant, guys, you know, if you don't know who Ryan is, check out the interview. He became the preferred lender for Facebook and their 400,000 employees. And he hires Bill. Again, to engage with Bill on a personal level, it's a minimum of a $15,000 engagement. And he's too busy to do that anyways. He comes into the mortgage coach community. He always just gives free stuff. Guys, he's here to help you guys build brands and make the most of the market opportunity we have. I truly believe if you're smart, if you hustle, if you really get after it, you can become the lender that every realtor knows in your marketplace over the next 6 weeks. And also have a family database of all the families that are most likely to connect with you. You're going to have that custom audience and you're going to be able to promote and build frequency with those folks.
I'm just telling you, if you got anything saved up, this is where you make investments because the entire world is chaos. You know, I just posted, I think on my personal Facebook group, a video we created with me and Gary Vaynerchuk, which he, in a Gary Vaynerchuk kind of way with some F-bombs said, and this is old, this is years ago, said, the world is upside down, which makes innovators like me real effing happy. And it's a little provocative, but this is an entrepreneur's, marketer's dream right now. You have chaos, you have disruption, all these relationships you haven't been able to tap into because some other LO had that relationship. Well, if they're not stepping up to the challenge and giving their realtors value, a soft landing, expertise, this is a disrupted market. This is your chance to make huge strides or be like the majority of the people go into a hole and come out in 90 days. I'm leaning in, I'm doubling down. And I hope you are too. It's really that time. It is the time for leaders to lead. Really mean that.
All right, guys. So we're going to close out with the concept of be safe, stay inspired, and upgrade skills that will serve you today and tomorrow. Video is one of those skills. Mortgage Coach Total Cost Analysis is one of those skills that if you do a better job of creating better video content, you do a better job of giving families clarity and advice versus price, you're going to kill it today and you are going to elevate your career to come. So Bill, we've got less than 5 minutes. Real quick, what is the link that they need to go to sign up for your, I don't know what we're going to call it. I don't even think workshop's the right answer. Your boot camp.
Yeah,
Like guys, this is a social media boot camp where you're going to learn and you're going to do things that build your brand. So what's the link again?
twistedsocial.com, and put it there. So yeah, I'm changing it up. We used to teach things kind of in segments whenever I've done this. Like I said, I want to have greater success. I want more follow through. I want to force it on people. So instead of teaching everything about audiences or everything about this is all about video creation, we're going to kind of work through this so that people do stuff. So that, you know, in week one, they're going to, you know, do migrations, and they're going to configure the pages and do their first post and get their first views, so that right out of the gate, week one, wow, I'm getting results and hopefully deals. And that's and we're going to keep it open afterwards so that people who are having a problem can hop on and screen share back and forth. And guys, I put together a support group of sounds like a Facebook private group. I've been uploading videos, tutorials, content there. The whole idea is everybody can come together and support each other. We can put up all our stuff where we can review what people are doing, and we can go through and you know, critique, give advice. We can share each other's content as we get to know each other. Marketing's best played as a team sport. If we support each other in this and kind of come together like a group, it'll cut your budget way, way, way back, because you need people that will engage, that will share, and hoping we can all support each other. So this is new for me. I guarantee you that the results will come. It's not that complicated. I'm going to try and be more repetitive this time and really try and shove it, you know, at people. And you got to do this. And if they can't do it, then we're going to help them with the screen share, Dave. We're going to do videos remotely over Zoom. We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that everybody gets up, gets out, starts getting that exposure, starts collecting those audiences, and is unforgettable by the time they're done. And I'm hoping it doesn't even take a whole 6 weeks. We can get into more advanced stuff, more lead gen, more whatever. But somebody who gets 50,000 views a month, their business is going to double. You just can't not. It's just so simple.
I am pumped. I did not know you were going to be doing a Facebook group. I mean, I just heard that, and I'm like thinking that alone is probably worth the investment, to be part of a Facebook group of the mortgage coach community's most aggressive marketers, best marketers, not aggressive, just most compassionate, highest quality marketers. To be in that Facebook group will be of value.